All right, guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. We have got part two. Well, I guess it's a little weird because part two did kind of start a while ago for global, but the part two banners are now going to be coming along with the Beasterizer, and we do have UI Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta in here as well. They come out on the 31st. Now, this obviously is a pretty big deal. I mean, for 6 months on JP, the three best units in the game were Beast, UI, and Vegeta, right? Like, they were the top three for 6 months. I mean, Cell Max, I think, is now in there, but, like, this, it's now global is catching up and getting the real power. I'm seeing a lot of people upset that the banners here are not the same format as part one. I do get that, right? Because the format in part one, I mean, is like, it's like it's so good that shit is like unbelievable, right? Like I just, bro, like the banners I've gone like 10,000 stones on, I would rainbow the character in like 3,000 on those banners. They were insane. These global is just gonna get the normal, like the same banner that JP got. I'm seeing, I don't know, I'll just save talking about, like, because I'm seeing a lot of people complaining and being like, oh my god, the global 9th anniversary is terrible. It's like, bro, like, I love y'all, but I can't with y'all, man. I can't, dude. I can't. Let just get us to the sync, man. Like, let's just pack it up. Get us to the sync. So we got the data download. We got quite a bit here. So we have LR Beast Gohan. We got the LR Gammas. We got Krillin and 18, the ban unit. Awakening Beyond Ultimate Power Stage 2. It's a Dokkan event stage for Beast. Sworn Enemy Super Battle Road stage. Super Saiyan 2 Extreme Super Battle Road stage. We have the Memorable Battles stages 3 and 4. Which of course is going to be good. Stage 4 against Beast and Orange Piccolo is a pretty tough fight. Stage 3, of course, gives the Gammas their exclusive equips. Again, the easy A's for UI Goku and Vegeta. Characters who were summonable units 3 years ago who are dominating the game. Very good. And then, of course, we got the tickets and the banners. So, we got Beast Gohan. I mean, Beast, like, it just simply is what it is with this guy. He is number one. Just saying he's number one doesn't completely cut it either. I would say Beast is number one of all time. He's just the strongest unit we've ever seen. He has complete control of the fight at almost all times. He almost exclusively does guaranteed crits. It's just like you go through many different marks of what would be a great character, and this guy's got it. Of course, one of the greatest being his active skill, protecting other weaker characters. It just doesn't get better than shit like this. You love this. So good. So, I mean, this is the best unit in Dokkan right now, even on JP. So, grabbing him as a global player would benefit you greatly. I do think summoning very heavily for Beast Gohan is a really good idea, and you guys probably should do that. Trying to get out of the anniversary with this guy should always have been the priority. Always have been the priority. He, of course, leads superheroes, Bana, Master Disciple, and Miraculous Awakening, so he has a crazy team as well. There's just not really weaknesses to speak of. The only weakness you could point out for this guy would be after his intro is up, so it's past turn 5, and you don't have his active anymore. Those two things, and then he becomes kind of just like a regular character at that point. But, I mean, that's, in my experience, the entire fight is done, like, before that ever happens. So there's Beast, the Beasterizer, the god. Then we have the LR Gammas, LR Goatmas. They're very good. I still am not the biggest fan of them leading superhero. I just feel like it's kind of like a wasted leader skill right there. Like, just the pure 200% to the whole category is certainly fire, but I mean, the Gammas, they could have been 200% for Battle of Fate. Maybe they just didn't want to do that, but, like, that would have been fire. Like, there's other interesting categories they could have been a 200% leader for besides superhero, because, like, I mean, if I'm going to run superhero, I am going to run double Beast. I mean, it's just, like, the friend unit you're bringing is Beast. You're not bringing friend Gammas. They're good, though. The Gammas, very, very strong character. You always should want to bring really powerful support characters who are good enough to go toe-to-toe with Red Zone level fights, Supreme Magnificent Battle level fights. Again, the Gammas are outstanding. Once you get to Gamma 1 towards the end, he is very dominant defensively, and he has this elite ability right here. Superclass allies defense by 50% for 2 turns. You can make a lot of magic happen with this. It's not quite a team protector ability, but LR Gamma 1 really can allow a lot of characters to tank much better than you'd think. So that's a really awesome ability, right? Having that buff like that. You do also have the massive Gamma 2 standby attack, which, you know, can do 50 million, 60 million, like just like crazy amounts of damage. It's just a really good character. All 4 Anniversary LRs are very good, and even now on JP, all 4 are still very good. Now, Broly, Gogeta, and the Gammas, they can have a bit of weakness in some of these fights. You know, the Goku and Frieza fight, the Cell Max fight, the Blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta fight, where, like, Gammas, Broly, Gogeta start out, like, much weaker than Beast Gohan. And AGL, UI, and Evolution Blue Vegeta. So it takes them a little bit to get going, and all 3 of those characters can get crushed in the earlier fights, or the early stages of the really tough fights. Gammas, Gogeta, and Broly, right? But once the Gammas get going, they're great. One thing I do want to point out in this video here is, remember that the Gammas have, I mean, one of the best conditions we've seen. I think that this is an A+ condition right here. HP under 70% or 3 attacks, that's very good. It's just period. It's just very good. Because, like, you could easily have the Gammas on turn 2, and you enter the turn below 70% HP. Because the problem I've noticed, what really hurts with, like, the Vegetos, is that it's like they have the HP condition, but then it's also the deep turn later on. Like, I feel like I routinely notice, like, okay, like, I've fallen below 70% HP or 77% HP, but I mean, I'm still 3 turns away from being able to transform, right? Whereas, like, the Gammas, you fall below 70%, you got it. Boom, you're good to go, right? Because there's no turn restriction attached to that. So, that's good. As long as you're not the Vegetos and Dokkan with their terrible transformation conditions, probably not too bad. Well, besides Broly, who I'm not a fan of, and Tekuai Goku's transformation condition I'm not a fan of. But you guys get the point. You get the point. All right, so there's the Goatmas, of course. Android 18 and Krillin, not the biggest fan of them. I mean, mostly, I mean, because I just don't really want to run a dodge or die character on Superhero. Like, yeah, again, people will know me as the dodge guy, but I think I'm more of the defense guy than the dodge guy. Dodge or die characters are mostly played out on Superhero. Like, if you're running a full power superhero team and you decide to run them, you are introducing a losing condition with this character not dodging, and they only have 60% dodge. Like, their support, like, I could understand wanting to run them to juice, like, Beast and UI and Evolution Blue Vegeta, Tekuai Goku and shit like that, for sure. But, I mean, this character, it's, I don't know. I would have liked a lot more dodge. And moving forward, like, dodge is okay, but then, like, you know, maybe they're also guarding if they get hit, or, you know, maybe they've also got, like, 30% damage reduction if they get hit, right? Like, a little, like, I really, really like what they did with Tekuai Goku, where he's a dodge character, but, like, they got him with, like, different, like, working, like, damage reduction and guard mechanics if he does get hit. It just makes him feel and play much better than just kind of, like, your average dodge or die character, right? So, not the biggest fan of them. If they weren't, like, basically restricted to superhero, I would probably be more interested in this character. I mean, obviously they're superhero support, but if it was just, like, superclass allies or something like that, I mean, they could have been, like, or maybe, like, make them more based around, like, movie hero or something. I don't know. I like I do kind of, like the design, I guess, of they're a banner unit that's, like, a defense and support. I mean, that's good. Well, kind of defense. I mean, they've got the bit of dodging, but I don't know. Something about this character, man. It's just, I feel like it doesn't really work well because of the superhero, because it's for superheroes, which does not need it. So we have them. There's the Beast Gohan Dokkan event stage, the Super Battle Road stage, Extreme Super Battle Road stage. Here, of course, is the memorable battle stages. I mean, these fights, I would consider these legitimate fights, both the Gammas and Beast and Orange Piccolo. Remember, guys, at this point, in order for fights to actually be difficult, because our characters are so good, they do kind of have to have toxic mechanics. The Gammas don't really have toxic mechanics, so it doesn't really feel that bad. If anything, it's just that in their third phase, this is a 5-phase fight, by the way. In their third phase, they can double super. So that's kind of like the thing right there. Like, with them being able to double super, I think at that point, that's something to respect. I mean, they're at, 1.9 basically. Well, that's before they get the 30% attack buff right there. Like, and then they've also got the second 2 million super. Like, that's a bit of a scary thing. But this fight is a little bit more scary because, so the start, Gohan stuns and Piccolo seals. Their damage is pathetic. But, I mean, this could keep some stacking characters like maybe Tech Vegeta. I mean, Tech Vegeta does dominate this fight usually, but, right, like, with them hitting you with these debuffs, they can keep some characters from stacking. Then you get to Orange Piccolo, who locks, right? So that's obviously tough. And then beyond that is Beast. He is scripted, but he is a 3 million super boss. So he does double basically 3 million, very close to 3 million damage supers per turn. So again, that's a very legitimate fight, that fight right there. Then we have these two. So I've said many times, I don't really consider the power creep that the game's events have taken this year to be the biggest deal ever. And it's, these two, the titans of Dokkan, is a huge reason why. Because Goku and Vegeta have no restrictions whatsoever. None. They are just gods on every team they're on. And it's like, you look at Goku's categories. Look at Vegeta's categories. Like, you're going to find yourselves, I mean, if you guys have noticed my videos for the last 6 months, it's, these guys basically need to not be on the leader skill in order for them not to be on the team. They're just, they're like perfect. Running both of them together, it feels like you have a revive up the entire fight. Right? It's crazy. UI Goku, we know that this dodging is stacking. So, UI Goku has a 77% chance to dodge, and then every dodge, it just goes up. So, 1 dodge, he's at 84% dodge. 2 dodges, he had 91% dodge. 3 dodges, he has 98% dodge. So, basically, if the enemy doesn't slap him right away, they're not touching him. They have 1 shot to hit him. That's why I would heavily encourage a full dodge build for him, because it'll be very, very uncommon for him to get touched. Vegeta is, again, a true god. I do think there's tremendous value in being an untouchable slot 2 or slot 3 character. Vegeta's like that. Golden Frieza in 17 is like that. And EGL Jiren are all like that, where they're nigh untouchable in slot 2 and 3. And it's very good. When this guy is guarding his first turn or after he would revive, he can kind of shadow a little bit in slot 1. I mean, he would get blown into hell by Goku and Frieza under 50% HP, like nearly everyone would. But, I mean, this guy is very good. He's super elite. This is still a very high-rated character. I do not believe that these two have aged whatsoever since they came out, right? Like, we're getting harder events, and these guys don't feel it at all. They're just crazy. And keep in mind, global players, that these guys only actually end up feeling better once Tech UI Goku comes out. And, I mean, that domain, I mean, you see the damage numbers Vegeta and UI Goku are hitting with that domain up. It gets really crazy. These guys are just, like, perfect in every way, basically. I mean, keep in mind that they also have one of my personal favorite mechanics in the game, which is this right here. Guaranteed crit at 24 key. That shit is heaven. It's this ability. I call this Christmas right here. That's what this shit is. It's too good. It's too good. That's what Blue Kaioken, Evolution Blue Vegeta have, and then these guys have it. It just allows you to just buzzsaw through every fight. Like, when Vegeta triple crits, guess what the enemy's doing? They're fucking dying. They're dead. That's what's happening. So, these guys, and the thing is, too, again, the event power creep is tough, but when the best options for all the fights are characters that came out 3 years ago, and they're Dokkan Fest LRs, so they've been on every one of like the best banners in the game's history, like at the point when they first came out. Like it's like you would have to be. I would be very surprised if you're a player who's been around since they came out and like you've like never pulled one of them. I would be a little surprised. But I'm sure that some of you will comment like, "Oh, it's me. I have not gotten them." But I would imagine that would be very uncommon because these guys, as Dokkan Fest LRs, would have been on all the best banners. Right now, at this point, they don't really put them on banners too much, right? 3 years later, but like for a while, the anniversary LRs, they get put on a lot of banners to make them enticing to summon on. So these guys being as good as they are is huge. And next year, it's going to be the Gods and LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's turn. It's going to be crazy, dude. Here's the banner. So again, we got the Beast banner and the Gamma's banner. So yeah, the tickets, it just looks like it's just peel off trove tickets, huh? Okay. And then just these are just the same banners that JP had. All right, so we have that. Again, these look to be peel off trove tickets right there. And then that's it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so that will be everything that Global is going to be getting. What is that, until like next Wednesday? Yeah, about for the next week. Now, then after that, we would get a data download that would have Red Zone Movie Boss Rush, Cell Max, the Cell Max event. It would have the last couple fights of Supreme Magnificent Battle. Again, I saw a comment where someone said that the Global Anniversary has been dry, and it's just like, no offense, Global players, but like, stop it, man, stop it. There's been no celebration ever that's been close to this with the amount of content. Like, please, dude. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I think, like, if we're talking about, like, the character, like, kits, I'm certainly complaining a lot about those. But, like, bro, I feel like the Global complaints, guys, sometimes, I just gotta close my eyes, man. Like, I can't. There's no way we're calling the 9th anniversary dry. There's no way, dude. I think Global players won't, like, even if they won't say it, the reason they truly feel that way is that this stuff isn't like brand spanking new. It's 6 months old for JP, which is why, again, the sync, man. I mean, we're here. There's essentially, JP has one celebration before the sync, and I assume Global does too. Maybe Global, Amatsu pulls a rabbit out of his hat with like Cell Max and UI and Jiren and stuff at the start of August. Judging by what he said at the Dokkan Now, I would say that's not happening. But I mean, dude, maybe they will just do some stuff. We'll see. We'll see. I would imagine JP's getting a Dokkan Fest on the 31st, and Global is going to be getting probably Topo early on in August, and then we'll be moving on into the sync. So let me know what you guys think. Good luck if you guys summon again. They're dropping at I did a video earlier, what time does Beast and the Gammas drop, and then towards the end I had like the right countdown on there to show what time they're coming out. So let me know what you guys think. Good luck summoning. Remember, you do really want to grab Beast if you want to go for the Gammas too. I mean, Gammas, Future Gohan and Bulma on that banner. They're still decent characters. Don't forget as well, along with when Cell Max comes out and the other tough fights come out, there is also all the rainbow tickets will be out at that point, which would allow you to summon on one of the 4 anniversary banners. Beasts, the Gammas, Gogetas, or Broly's. So you'll still have a good shot at getting some of the LRs. So let me know what you guys think. Happy 9th anniversary. Now, again, remember, this is factually the best celebration in Dokkan history by far. Nothing has ever been close. So, if you think this is dry, then I would have to imagine you've never had fun playing Dokkan ever. Bro, I love y'all. Goodbye. Mwah, mwah.